Good morning, everyone. Today we'll talk about high quality feedback. So, as for our agenda, we'll lead in discussion, negative criticism versus constructive feedback, high quality feedback and its principal structures, transforming negative criticism into constructive feedback, and you will practice at giving feedback to yourself. So we will start with discussion, and there are two questions for you. Describe an effective communication process. What makes it effective? When does miscommunication happen and why? So do you remember that two lessons ago, we were talking about the communication and what makes it successful. So definitely effective communication process, it's when you get feedback, that was the rule that we've observed together. And miscommunication happened when we use maybe wrong words or do not understand each other with different gestures and the rest. So when we are talking about feedback, you might see this rule that we observed earlier. So what I'm driving at. For today, you prepared your project. Definitely you spend your time, and you want to get feedback. Because otherwise, you might be disappointed, or what for we're doing it. But if we're talking about high quality feedback, what kind of feedback should it be? First of all, let's open your project. Here it is. So, for example, if I say all your projects are really good, so is it a high quality feedback or not? So maybe it's not, because first of all, does it help you to move forward, to improve your skills? Now, how can you believe me, for example? Why is my opinion important? So is it feedback or just opinion? Opinion, yeah. So for example, I might say that one project is bad, but why? Why is it bad, and how can we understand it, for example? So it's only my opinion, and you may rely to it, may not, So this is how you get your feedback. So first of all, we will start with discussing the first one, done by Diana Starodubtseva. Let's open it. So by the way, before we starting, how to understand, for example, and rely to my feedback. I decided that it would be fair, first of all, to give you the criteria of assessment, how to understand, is it really good or bad? So the first one, it's content. Content means, for example, either you made the project according to the topic, was it the same as I asked you? So the answer might be yes or no. Next one, it's language. So did you use it correct? What about vocabulary, the level of it? Grammar, were there any grammatical mistakes? Next one, visual presentation. That's how it's look like, Either you add some pictures or maybe you draw something. One more thing is organization. So is it easier to look at it? Is it easier to read? And the last one is creativity, because it's also important. So these are the criteria we will value your project. So the first one, fun and calming activities to relieve stress. The first point is, usually I go to my parents or friends and I tell them my problems. Good, so here the picture is presented of a family, yeah, maybe taken from the internet. Or it might be your real family, I don't know, but I think it's from the internet. Second, sometimes I go to my bed and I relax. Good point. Next, and I like listening to music. Again, picture was listening to music. So as for assessment, yeah, is it the same as I asked you? Yes. So the content is given, 3 ideas are presented. Excellent. Language. Everything is correct here. No mistakes, yeah. Well done. Then visual presentation as well, awesome, because we can see pictures here. We understand what we're talking about. As for organization, it's structured. We might see first point, second, third, and the main topic. And as for creativity, yeah, you add some points. Well done. So now let's move to one more presentation. This one, yeah, it's done by Gavriluk Anna. Here again, the topic is presented, fun and calming activities to relieve stress. We might see when I'm stressed, I like to take it off by exercise or jogging. Also, when I'm stressed, I need to distract myself, for example, watch a movie. And I like to walk in the evening and listen to music. Good, so here I like the visual presentation. The content is also according to all the requirements. 3 ideas and points are given. As for the language, I like here, when I'm stressed, I need to distract myself. Sounds natural and interesting. Visual presentation is good as well with the pictures. It looks attractive and we want to observe it, to find out more about it. And creativity at the same level. Good. So one more presentation is made by Nikita Timoshenko. So here I like the way how it is organized. Here the topic is in the middle and just pictures around it. The first one, sometimes I go in for a walk to relieve stress. Next one, I love ride a bike in the evening. I love cooking and it can relieve stress. I love fishing, it can relieve stress too. So as for the context, yes, definitely, it's what I asked and everything is perfect here. Then language, pay attention to I go for a walk, sometimes, not going, but I love riding a bike. After like love, we use verb with ing. The rest is good. Then visual presentation, colors are good here, they appealing to our vision. Also pictures that are used here are good. Organization, organized perfectly. You can catch the idea from one view, at once. And as for creativity, I think that this is quite a creative project without even drawing, but it visually looks awesome. Let's turn back. Something wrong with it. Okay. So, and one more project, from Christina. Again, the topic is given. The first point is mango, and the example, the illustration looks awesome here. Also, we add some comments. I love reading, especially manga. Manga helps me relax, but not always, because there are very sad and exciting moments. Then second point, anime of films. some examples as well. I love watching movies and anime, especially after school. Then picture of friends. It seems to me this is a real picture. Then I forget about all my problems when I walk with my friends. Number 4, I paint when I feel bad. Drawing help me relax. Again, this is the painting. It looks nice. And then thank you for your attention. Awesome. So here, what might we see? By the way, here we may see the name, and surname of the presentations. That is really good because sometimes it's difficult for me to find who sounded. That is why please next time also include your name to name either when you called the document or on your project as well. So as for the content, definitely it's according to the topic. With the language, it's good, despite the fact that some sentences are in Russian, but okay, why not? It's just illustration. Then what else? Visual presentation. You've used good pictures to present out and catch the real idea. Organization as well structured, and creativity is according to the level. So awesome. This is the feedback that I gave to you. So when we are talking about areas for improvement, now I just talking about all the projects that are given here. Let's talk about all 4. Did I mention the area where you can improve yourself? For someone it was grammar, maybe somewhere you can use pictures in English and the rest. So this is also one thing that is important in feedback. And when you say it, you need to follow some rules, and I'll share them with you. Let's turn it here. By the way, next time when you will take part in doing the same project, you will have a chance to win the prize as well. So now we will talk about negative criticism versus constructive feedback. So what is the difference when we just criticize a person saying that everything is awful, I don't like it at all, and giving constructive feedback? Let's take a closer look to it. So the first difference is negative criticism. You were speaking so quietly and unclearly that people ask you to repeat all the time. Were you unprepared or what? So we can imagine that this is the sentence from a teacher who commented your project or work when you present it on your own. So this is negatively bad feedback, because by the way, because of what? What don't you like here? So the reason is given, speak quietly, but the sentence were you unprepared? So it's definitely might be insulting for a person who prepared well. I did a great material, but something went wrong because of maybe being shy, something like this. So this is a constructive feedback. Your project presentation went successfully. Here is what is especially great. First point, materials were visualized very well. Second, the information was interested and up to date. Third, people were interested in your offers. Next time, try to speak more clearly and loudly. Anyway, today you did a good job. So definitely there is a huge difference between these two feedbacks. Let's move forward. Have you ever been criticized? Who criticized you and why? How did you feel? Why? So definitely I think all of you was criticized once at least. Now let's turn back. So when it happened and why? Do you remember? So as for me, When was I criticized? It's difficult to recollect, maybe, because it was so long ago. For example, maybe for some actions, yeah, when I did, it was at university, we did general project and decided all of the group not prepared at all, but I was ready and the whole group criticized me because they didn't like the consequences that happened. So how was I feel? Really, I was disappointed with it, but it just was a position between the SWOT, yeah, either to have a good mark or to be criticized with your group mates, friends, and the rest. So not the best way. What about you? Are there any comments? Mm-hmm. So you were criticized at school when you showed your project. Were you criticized by a teacher or by your classmates? And how do you feel? Yeah, usually at school, all these things unfortunately happen. Maybe at university when you're studying. So, by the way, criticizing someone when you're studying is just the worst thing that may happen, because while you do anything, you learn, you progress. So, definitely, it's not the way where you should be criticized. Yeah, and when you feel bad, you're unmotivated. Yes, there is no desire to do something else and improve your skills. When I didn't score a goal in an important match. So it might be a coach, yeah, or criticized classmates as well. Okay, so now let's talk what is the difference between negative criticism and constructive feedback? How do they make you feel? So when you get not criticism but constructive feedback, what do you feel? For example, when Nikita mentioned that he was criticized, didn't score a goal. So I'm sure that he tried his best, yeah, but something went wrong and he didn't succeed this time. What may happen if we're talking about constructive feedback? Definitely not. Doesn't matter either it's teacher, trainee, mentor, or your friend. Yeah, someone who knows in the sphere you're trying. It means that they might understand what happened and why. So knowing the reasons. Definitely, they might share it with you, and you will think how to improve it together and work on it. So now look at feedback, negative criticism, and constructive again. So differences. Focus on the problem in the past. What was wrong or what was bad. While we're talking about constructive feedback, we focus on the desired result in the future. What do you want to achieve? So if you're talking, for example, you made your project, yeah, and you made a lot of mistake, it was awful. So all of them, it's the past. You made it already, and that is all. There is no point in talking about it. But if we're talking about the future perspective, yeah, so for the next time you can do this, and this, and you know how to improve it. This is turned into constructive feedback. Next one, focused on reasons of failure and versus focus on the ways to success. If we're talking about failure, why did it happen? Who is guilty? Yeah, so you might not be guilty in your failure. For example, you were unprepared, yeah, or something else. So things might happen, and there is no point in blaming yourself. But if we are concentrated on the ways to succeed, what is the best way to learn? So maybe you've prepared a video presentation, yeah, and it wasn't successful because it's better to make with practical one, with speech, yeah, or something else. So you just learn from what you do, and that is the point. The last thing, focus on limitations and focus on opportunities. what you shouldn't do and what you should do. For example, if you think about, I made a presentation and I shouldn't use these pictures. Okay, you don't use it, but what should you do? You don't know, yeah? You just were told not to use this thing. While when you get constructive feedback, you are told what you should do. So, for example, use this tense, use this topic, and the rest. So you know where to develop yourself. Next one, high quality feedback, its principles and structure. Let's look at the first slide. The first point is be concrete and specific. These are the tips that you might use to give someone a constructive feedback with some examples. For example, say precisely what other person is doing wrong. Your CV is 3 pages long. You need to reduce this to 2 pages. So the same as might be with the project here. Your project is too long, make it shorter to 2 pages, for example, or vice versa. Your project is short, add more information. This is about concrete and specific things. Otherwise, if your words are vague and abstract, when you don't say it's specific, it will make the person angry because the person isn't told how they can change the things. So when you criticize someone, for example, your friend, not just saying that you're doing it wrong, explain why and how this person can make it better. And in such way, you will turn it to feedback, not just to critics itself. Second point. Be informative and practical. When you say something like, you did it wrong, it's neither informative nor practical. And as it doesn't show any specific area of improvement and just upsets the person with no reason or no practical use. So you need to be more informative. For example, when you say just one sentence here without paying some strong points or weak points of a person, there is no sense in it because usually when we perform something, we know on our own how we did it, either it was successful or not. And we can understand where should we work on without even any other person, or any other feedback. That is why someone's feedback in such way should be more important and more informative in comparison that you can give to yourself. Otherwise, it won't be valuable. Third point, make it a feedback, not an opinion. That's what I was talking at the beginning, when we've just opened your presentation, when I asked you, if I say that all your presentation are good, is it enough? Is it a good feedback? Definitely no, and let's find out why. When you're saying, for example, I didn't like it, as for me, I think it's not good. You're talking about yourself and giving your opinion instead of helpful feedback. Don't say, I don't like your shoes, say you're not wearing your best shoes today. So try to avoid this this personal, talk more about the person to whom you respond or give this feedback. The way we use our words can really have an impact on people, especially when we are given feedback. And that is why it's important to use correct language when giving feedback. So imagine I tell someone, you're very confident when I've just seen them presenting the project. That person might be thinking, well, who the hell are you to tell me who am I? So I'm not confident at all. It was frustrating. This is how we judge it. So it would already be better to distinguish between fact and opinion by saying something, I think you are very confident, and this would be my personal opinion, and you can use it here. That means that the other person will recognize that at least it's only your thought, yeah, but still we can do it even better with an effective and constructive feedback. Still separate facts from opinion, but focus on behavior or performance and not what you think about the person. So don't be personal while you judge someone's job. Yeah, we're not talking about the character of this person or the way he does it. So if you want to give a good feedback, please use your language well. Next point is talk about actions, not personality. Helpful feedback talks about action and says what people are doing rather than what they are. So say you dance really artistically instead of you are fantastic. Don't blame or label people. For example, saying the same thing, yeah, about each of them, or just judge from one action. Say, I felt angry when you split the tea instead of you're a clumsy idiot. Yes, so this is how I felt, not how you are. Next one. Talk in the past. Use past tense when it's possible. It's a little positive trick, but do not confuse it with the criticism, yeah, that I gave you before and feedback. What I mean here is when you speak in the past, it means that your comments are directed not to a person now, but to a person in the past. For example, yesterday morning you weren't in your best shape. So do you think that this is a good example here that I gave you? Yesterday morning you weren't in your best shape. So what might it mean? For example, in such way, it might be insultive as well, because what happened during the day, yeah, yesterday I was in a bad shape, now in a good, I did nothing. So why is it important? So here you need to be more specific, yeah, and precise as well. For example, if you commented something, you did today your project much better than the last time. So again, here you're talking about the previous project that was worse, yeah, or bad, but today it's good. This is a comparison that really works. Next one, immediately. Yeah, we should talk immediately on the topic. High quality feedback is always given immediately, not hours or days later when neither of you can remember what happened. If your feedback is delayed, it's not helpful anymore since by the time it's given, the person may have forgotten what you're talking about. So this means that, for example, yeah, during the lesson, you've did the task, no one checked it, and then in a week, teacher gave you the answers. And you forgot where you did the task, what was there, and there is no need in these answers. So that means that you need to get your feedback immediately, and not only get, but give it. When your friends ask you to help, yeah, with something and ask your opinion, they want to get the feedback. It means that you should do it now, not just saying in 3 days, you know, I find out how to solve your problem. So maybe there wouldn't be any necessity in doing it, and it turned out to be unnecessary for the person. 7, make it positive. So this is a simple rule that seems to be really important. First, talk about what was good and successful, and then offer what can be improved. So here, while saying improved, I don't mean bad points. It's just the points you should work on. The main things here are the order of the information you give and the absence of negativity. So don't say that was good and that was bad. Instead, say that this was great and that can become better or also great. This is making a sandwich. Maybe you heard about it. It is used like sandwich feedback in many areas, and not only in teaching, but in management and day-to-day communication. So what is it? Start with a nice thing to say, then mention the area of improvement, and finally cover it with more positive feedback. So one more thing that I would like to mention, all these points here, 8 ideas that I gave you, they all work, but you need to check the understanding of your feedback. When you say, did you understand? You may get, yeah, but in fact, it won't work at all. Asking some questions before the work resume can be very helpful in hitting the mark, yeah, with the feedback. So what kind of question might it be? For example, you've made the presentation, I gave you the feedback and told you let it be in a sandwich way, yeah, something positive, areas for improvement, and one more positive thing. So what should you pay attention to? All the things you know well, because you may use it as your best point, as your strong points. And knowing it also important. And as well on the things that you can improve. When I ask you, does this all make sense to you? So does it reflect in you? Is it important for you now at this given moment for the task that you completed? Second one, do you have any other questions or anything to add? So sometimes you may not have questions, yeah, but you can comment on the topic. You have your perfect ideas as well, and they might help others or suit, or just you can express yourself and be sure either this is right or not. This is also about feedback. And the third question that might be, are you seeing some new possibilities for how you can move forward? So as I've mentioned earlier, you might see your own ways how to improve it because you know yourself better and you can find out a personal way for yourself. Now, this is a detailed rule with a 3-1-1 rule. So mention 3 positive, 1 recommendation, and 1 more positive thing to finish. This is the way how this sandwich criteria point works. So 3 good things. What was done great, what was done good, and or should be done more. 1 thing to improve. What can be done better, differently, somehow changed, should be done less. Why is it important to do that differently next time? So you should understand personally, why should you do it? If there is no reason for you to do it, there is no sense in the task, yeah, or in the completion of this project. The ways to do it that better are. So you should get definite things, what should be better next time. One more good thing. What was done great, what was done good, or should be done more. And sometimes when you comment someone's task, yeah, or maybe phrase and the rest, you may think, okay, there was nothing good, yeah, or you just can't find it from the first sight. Definitely there is. So be more specific because usually we concentrate on general things. Try to use it individually if you want your feedback to be great. Definitely, it's not easy to do it on the spot. We need some practice even to giving feedbacks. We will talking about transforming negative criticism into constructive feedback. So now I want you to send me in chat the way how we can turn this criticism into real feedback and share your ideas. So the first one, your essay is bad. So what is wrong with this feedback? And can we just say that it's feedback? So give me your ideas how you can change it and the way you really want to hear it. So I won't comment it for now. First of all, I want to read your own comments. Then if you want, I may suggest my opinion. Next one. I don't like your new haircut. So what is wrong here? I don't like your new haircut. It's my personal, yeah. This haircut might be really awesome and suits a person, but for yourself, you think that, okay, if I had this, it would be awful. So how can we change it? Third point, you're always late. Here we are talking about a person and give negative statements, yeah? But we might change into ourselves and it's possible here. Okay, Nikita suggests us, your essay is good, but from other sides it's bad. So one more point that I haven't mentioned here. For example, when you say but or however, usually people pay attention to the second part. So if you tell, for example, 10 beautiful, excellent points and then said, but it was bad. So all that you said before just would mean nothing, usually for a person, and he or she might be disappointed. So is it possible try to avoid this but or however? Because all the sentences that you send, yeah, your essay is good, but you can correct some sentences and make it better. Your essay is good, but you can do it better. Again, but. So here we might pay attention to this negative point. Let's try to make it together in another way. Your essay is good. Why not to concentrate on this topic more specific, yeah? Or your essay is good. Why not to use the present simple instead of past simple? So this is when you are specific and you suggest with the phrase, why not? Or should we? And the rest. Not using but. You can say it, but be careful with it. If you like your haircut, no one can say you it is bad. Yeah, Sophia, here I completely agree with you because what you think about yourself, about your lifestyle and how you look like, yeah, appearance, this is important, no matter what others think about it. So you might get the feedback, you can react to it if you think that it's important for you, if it's necessary. But in other way, just ignore who are they to tell you how you look like. So I like your haircut, but I think it should be more short. Here you can say, I like your haircut. Shorter is even better than this. For example, I don't like your haircut, but it's your choice. Possible, but it might be a little bit negative, yeah? You express your opinion, yeah, and it seems like you don't care. Okay, I don't like, do whatever you want, it's your hair. Also possible, but it depends. Okay, with you're always late, what we can do here? So When a person tells you, you're always late, I don't like it, or it disturbs me, okay, there is no motivation in it, but you can say, thanks for coming in time. I didn't wait you for so long. I really appreciate it. So maybe there was 2 minutes late, yeah, but it's not so long as usually. Okay, you're probably in time today. Good job, and the rest. Let's get up earlier together tomorrow. Also possible, yeah. For example, I'll call you and we can go together as well. Good. You have to allocate time and you will not be late. Yeah, good, Nikita. I adore the vocabulary that you used here with allocate. And also, your feedback is awesome because this is what you should do. Yeah, you give the advice to allocate time. And as a result, you are not late. Good. One more. You failed your math test again. Are you stupid or what? So definitely it's insulted when you hear this. What should we do and how can we say it another way? So I will show you some more and then we'll read all the comments. I didn't like the soup. You're not the best cook. And 6, you forgot about your meeting. You're so irresponsible. So comment on the 4th one. You failed your math test again. Are you stupid or what? So Nikita commented as for the previous, yes, so you're late just for 2 minutes, it's okay. Yeah, or you can see, don't worry, you're late just for 2 minutes as well, good. So number 4 was math test, what can we say? So here, as for me, the best way, I've heard that you failed your math test one more time or again. Do you need help with the task? How can I help you? Let's do it together and I'm sure you will pass next time. You really have a knack with math, something like this. You need to pay more attention to math. Yes, good. Next one. I didn't like the soup. You're not the best cook. So here tastes really might be different. From someone, it's a delicious soup that his or her mom cooked, and others prefer it in another way. With the 4th, you failed your math test, but don't worry. It's just mistakes in the test and no mistakes in life. Also good, yes. Because sometimes, yeah, for some people, mathematics is not important. They can live without it and be really successful. I'm not saying about this, how to plus and minus, but more difficult actions that you do. Your soup is delicious, but not everyone will like it. Yes, agree completely. And also it depends on the situation. But for example, if you know that you don't insult a person, you can say that your soup is delicious, but I don't eat onion, for example, or something that you may say, I'm vegetarian, sorry, I don't eat meat. So it's not about the soup itself, it's just your personal that you don't like this thing and it's okay. Zan, you forgot about our meeting, you're so irresponsible. What might be here? Again, while saying that a person is irresponsible, you might say that I'm so sorry that we haven't a chance to meet with each other because I like spending time with you or something like this. And definitely the person will want to come with you again and not forget about it. Maybe next time we search a new recipe and cook together. Yes, good. Number 7. The salad you made was good, but the meat wasn't. I don't like in your soup flavor, but it's good for your first try. Yeah. Also constructive, and you express your personal preferences and pleased a person with their attempts. With 7. So here it seems maybe okay, yeah, that salad bad, something good, something bad, it happened. But again, you can see here the word but, yeah, that may mean that only meat bad here. You need to make reminds so that it doesn't happen again in the future. Here might be a recommendation, why not? You forgot about our meeting, try not to forget about it in the next time. Okay, but usually when people forget about something, it means that it may be not important for them, because when you wait for this meeting really with excitement, you may set your alarm and wake up even earlier, even without it, because you want to meet a person or you want to visit this event. Yeah, so maybe it's better to inspire and tell something what interesting would happen, what can we do together next time, not just saying don't forget about it. Yes, salad is so delicious. I think meal will be better next time as a salad. Yeah, 7 is okay, Nikita. So for someone, yeah, it's not insulted, because we all understand that we can't be perfect and it's okay. But for other people, when you say that something is not perfect, they might be insulted. So that is why we should be careful. And some more, sorry, I didn't like the soup. You should add more paper, but it's okay. Okay, if it's only about paper, you may say that not you don't like that you don't like the soup, but can you give me paper? I like it more peppered, or something like this. So if it's something small like salt, pepper, we all have different tastes, yeah, and this is the thing that we can correct on our own. So that is why no need for a person even to say about it. Ask for pepper or take it on your own, why not? You forgot about our meeting. Do you want to continue our communication? Okay, but here might be when your attitudes relationship are very straitened, yeah, when you just don't know either this person wants to communicate with you or not. If you understand that something went wrong, it's just not the first time when someone forgot about it but avoids you, yes, definitely you should ask this question. Next one. There are some grammar mistakes in your sentences. They don't sound right. So here they don't sound right. It's not. So actually, it's okay, not insulting. Yeah. But how can you change it? Is it the way you would like it to hear? Or maybe you wanted it in other way? I won't comment at this. I want you to give me the answer for the 8th sentence. You lost the game a second time, but I think you will get better. Good. So what about number 8? There are some grammar mistakes in your sentences. They don't sound right. Okay. So while I'm waiting for 8, let's read number 9. You've lost a baseball game second time in a row. Probably you should quit. So this is that Nikita commented, yeah, about the game. Good. And you never do your homework. Your final grade will be nice. So this is also interesting with the homework. It's quite controversial because there always the reason why a person doesn't complete his homework. So what might it be, and what would you like to hear in case you haven't done your home task? You have to do your homework. It will help in the future. But when you say you have to, you should do, it means that you just force a person. Yeah, okay, it will help. Why it help? When it help? No one knows. So in general, yeah, it would be beneficial, but why? Maybe to be more specific, yeah. You might see the same task on the test that is stimulating, yeah, because task is important for the result at the end of the year. What else? Let's practice more with this grammar, and next time it will be great. Good. Your salads are good, but the meat doesn't suitable here. So when you say doesn't suitable here, it means either in the salad, that the salad is better without meat, or just on the table, yeah, but meat's suitable everywhere, I think. People like it. If you're not a vegetarian, so it's suitable. Please think about your marks and about your future. Your sentences don't sound right. Try not to do grammar mistakes in the next time. So, okay, also possible. But when we say just try not to do grammar mistake, it doesn't mean that you really try to make these mistakes. So that is why it's possible, for example, as I see it, let's correct it together. Yeah, you know how to correct it. You know the grammar rule. So read it again and correct it on your own because you are able to do it. You're quite knowledgeable. Good. Your comments are really well, so I think you don't have any problems with giving feedback and getting it. Now let's move forward. And do you know what it is? Yeah, we've practiced it previous time. Now I'll show you the slide. The first person who completes this will get the prize. Ready? Start. Yeah, by the way, Sophia commented, why don't you do your homework today? Definitely, when I was talking about the reasons, sometimes something happened, yeah, or you didn't have time. You have other priorities. For example, your history project was more important for that period, or you just can't do it on your own, or it's not interesting to you. So each time there might be the reason that we should know. Present for hours. So either there is something wrong with the sentence because I don't understand. Nikita Timoshenko, can you resend me the sentence present for hours, us? What is it? Yeah, all the presents for you, definitely. So complete the task and the first person will get it. Close. Yeah, so let's check. We have some comments. So it's not blueberry, yeah. Sophia mentioned it, blackboard. Yes, Sophia Milenchuk, you're right. You're the first to comment it. It's correct. The spelling is also right here. Awesome. So congratulations to Sophia. Diana and Anna, you're also right, but maybe next time. Good, yeah. So Nikita, you corrected it. That is why it's not counted, because it was blue Bought blueberry and the rest. It's blackberry, not blueberry. So sorry, Sophia the first. Good. Next one. I promise that we will give a feedback to yourself. And this is your personal self-assessment. I'll make it as example for myself, and you can assess it for you personally. The most important subject none of us have ever been taught is how to learn about ourselves. Learning about ourselves takes a lot of time, but it's well worth the investment. The more you know about yourself, the better decisions you will make about the lifestyle you always wanted to live. Self-knowledge will enable you to use your energy more efficiently by aligning your habits with your purpose. The more you know about yourself, the more confidence you will have in your decisions. The most effective way for learning about yourself is through self-assessment or feedback. So feedback might be not only from a teacher or someone else, but from you personally. First one, my purpose, my why. When you do something, you should understand why you do it. Understanding the purpose gives both direction and meaning to your life. Second, it's my values. It might be in no particular order your values are. For example, family, money, what else? Relationship, friends, vacation, time for yourself, and the rest. So all your values, everything that is important. It might be 10 things, it might be 8 things, but you should know what is really vital for you. Education might be here as well. Entering the university and the rest. Third point, my motivation. My natural motivation includes supporting family, meeting new people, having new experiences, travel, being outside and learning something new. So you need to understand what motivates you personally. Because what motivates me not often can be the same as motivates you. We are all individuals. When we're talking my energy needs, it means that this is your peak performance period. So for me, it's evening. I work better in the evening and I like sleeping in the morning. So I need time to restore, to increase my personal productivity. That is why in the morning it's difficult for me to wake up, to do something and to be productive. But in the evening, I can do everything you want. Next one, number 5, my work or study needs. Talking about myself personally, I'm highly motivated. So I generally prefer working on my own. So it's also important. Either you like working together in a group or you perform better on your own. This depends when you have some tasks you choose and try to work properly. So I value collaboration, and I might think about the challenges that this perspective can give me. But I don't value endless meetings, so I try to avoid it. Do the same for yourself. Try to understand what your work or study needs, for example. What restores me? So this is what you've done the presentation about, what helps you to have a rest, to restore. As for me personally, I need at least 8 hours of sleep every night, sometimes 10 hours, during the winter. I'm not as energetic or as focused without my proper rest. I need to chill out in the evening or at night. Exercises help me to burn off anxious energy. Meditation might help as well. Going for a walk outside fuel my energy. So, and one more important thing, I need at least 6 or 8 weeks of vacation each year. It might count it as a lot in general, but it's the minimum for me, so I try to do it somehow. And also for yourself, try to find out what is important for you to restore and use it each time. When we're talking about natural preferences and tendencies, so there is much we can change about ourselves and our natural preferences, tendencies. Yeah, we are unique and we should respect it. The second is not second, but what is it? Number 9, yeah, your strengths and abilities. You should know them. Your personality, either you're extrovert, introvert, how you work, collaborate with each other. Your emotional intelligence. So what are your strong ability while you work and the rest? And your source of confidence, yeah, what helps you to become confident, either making home tasks or just speaking with friends who motivate you. All of them really matters. And the last 13, everything hold me back. So it might be fears, you're afraid of trying doing something, or just in general, your cravings, your desire, what you really want, but it just doesn't give you the opportunity, and your expectation. When you expect to give something enormous, but you are not able to do it, you will be disappointed. So we've discussed a lot of things together, talked about negative criticism and constructive feedback, as we find out you're really good at it. So do your best and see you soon next time. Bye-bye.